Yo, you guys, welcome back to another video. This is Michigan Sports Talk here. In this one, we got another Michigan football video for you guys. We got a different one here for you guys. We're going to be talking about Harbaugh making the top 25 coaches list for 2021, and also wide receiver Daylen Baldwin, the transfer wide receiver that Michigan got in the transfer portal from Jackson State, and how he was actually an Ohio State fan growing up and chose Michigan over Ohio State. We're going to be getting into all of this, guys, so stay tuned. And if you guys are new around here, I greatly appreciate it if you could go ahead, hit that subscribe button. We are currently right now at 146 subscribers. I greatly appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me, and let's try to get to 150 by the end of this video. I greatly appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get right into today's video. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be talking about is Jim Harbaugh making the top 25 coaches list for 2021. Now, for a lot of people, it will probably come as a surprise, as, you know, Michigan fans have really felt like Jim Harbaugh has not done a lot here in Michigan, hasn't gone to the Big Ten championship, but even though he hasn't done all of that, he has kind of brought Michigan back and really back into, you know, the competition, but he just can't really compete against top tier college football teams, and that's really why he took a pay cut, because he wasn't doing, you know, good enough pretty much for people, you know, to say he is a great coach. But I mean, he still is a good coach, he's just not a great coach, and that's what a lot of people are saying, and that he just has to get over the hump and beat good, you know, top 10 teams. He is 2 and something against top 10 teams. He's 2-12 against top 10 opponents, 0-5 against Ohio State, which every Michigan fan knows that, obviously. 1-4 in bowl games, and just 3-3 against Michigan State right now. So he has a 69% winning percentage during his 6 seasons in Ann Arbor, and actually is the number 15 coach out of the top 25 coaches. And obviously standing at number 1 is Nick Saban, Dabo Swinney at number 2, Lincoln Riley at number 3, Brian Kelly at number 4, and Jimbo Fisher at number 5. And then following all the Big Ten schools, standing at number 6 is Ryan Day at Ohio State. Number 11, James Franklin, coaches Penn State. Number 12, Pat Fitzgerald, who coaches Northwestern. And then up comes number 15, Jim Harbaugh, coaches Michigan. And then number 17, Paul Chryst at Wisconsin. Number 20, Kirk Ferentz at Iowa. I'm not sure if I said his name right. But number 21, Tom Allen at Indiana. So obviously, you know, there are, 7 coaches here in the Big Ten that did crack the top 25, and Harbaugh actually comes out of the 4th spot out of the 7 coaches in the Big Ten. So might come as a surprise to a lot of people, but, you know, he did take a 50% pay cut, Harbaugh did, and, you know, obviously he hasn't done good against Ohio State, but at least, you know, he did take a pay cut. He, you know, lived up to his, he owned up to his mistakes, and he did take a pay cut, and, you know, he really does want to do good here for Michigan. I mean, he has brought Michigan back. He has put them, you know, kind of over the hump back to, you know, what Michigan football was all about, but he just has to get over that one last hump to get to the Big Ten championship, to beat Ohio State, and to compete against top 10 teams and beat them, you know, and take on the top tier teams in college football. So that's really all he has to do. You know, it's really, you know, tough for Michigan fans to, you know, be in this situation and lose to Ohio State every single year. But you also gotta understand, we have been in this you know, position long before Jim Harbaugh has come here. I mean, we've gone 11 seasons without beating Ohio State, so it's been here longer than Jim Harbaugh. But obviously Jim Harbaugh is supposed to be that coach that brings us back, and he did. He just didn't, you know, he hasn't gone over that hump to where he can beat Ohio State yet, but it is coming, I think. And he got a whole nother staff, new coaching staff and everything. Recruiting is doing well right now, and obviously, you know, he just has to get over that hump, which hopefully he does, but still got to find out. Still got a couple years with him, Some people are saying he's on the hot seat, which he kind of is here in the next couple years. Just gotta see how he does, and if he doesn't do good, he could be gone here in a few years if he does terrible in these next few years. Now, before Jim Harbaugh's arrival here as the Wolverines head coach, the Wolverines were sitting at 46-42 in the 7 seasons leading up to his arrival. So obviously a huge improvement since he's gotten here. Just like I said, he has to get over that hump, and with that, we'll just leave that there. And let's move on to wide receiver Daylen Baldwin, which I am actually very surprised that he actually did grow up as an Ohio State fan, but he also was a Michigan native. He grew up in Michigan, Daylen Baldwin actually did grow up in Southfield, and he actually called Southfield home while attending nearby Farmington High School. So he did grow up in Michigan, and a couple, obviously his friends were Michigan or Michigan State fans, but he was by himself as an Ohio State fan. And so yeah, that's really cool to have that on our team now. Obviously he could have gone to Ohio State, probably would have gotten less playing time maybe, but still very cool to have him on our team and probably give more energy towards the rivalry against Ohio State. So that could be a really huge pickup for Michigan. Obviously, we all know he probably will start. Hopefully, he does good. I mean, he was good at Jackson State. Now, it is a huge move up for him from a small FBS team to now on a Big Ten team, Michigan football, and in the Big Ten, playing in the Big Ten Conference and going up against better competition. So we'll see how he does. So as we did say that he probably did come to Michigan to, start, and this is actually what he did say. So he said, "I like the coaches at Ohio State as well, but Michigan gave me the quickest chance to develop and quickest chance to play." Baldwin said, "I didn't want to really have to sit behind anybody. I feel like I can come in right away and compete for a starting job here at Michigan." That's a huge factor, obviously, for him, because I'm pretty sure he does have 2 years of eligibility. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I did see he had 2 years of eligibility, and so yeah. Now, Baldwin did feel like Michigan was the best fit for him just because of the facilities, chemistry with the coaches, and obviously the huge opportunity to jump right in to the offense and play. And so again, very huge to have him on our team. Also, Gaddis also said about him that he brings experience and said that he can compete in immediately right away and play. And although the experience part is very huge, I think when I made a video about him committing here, I did talk about a little bit of his experience in the younger, talented wide receivers we have, and that experience can definitely help our younger wide receivers grow, and as well as him, making best of his chance here at Michigan. So it works for both, the coaches for Michigan, the younger players, and for Baldwin. Works for everybody here. Very cool to have him. But yeah, very cool that he was an Ohio State fan and then committed to Michigan. I'm sure it might have been a little bit hard for him, probably, but at the end of the day, you gotta do what's best for you. And now he's a Michigan Wolverine, and so yeah, hopefully he brings more energy for the players and the coaches and the whole team against the rivalry against Ohio State. He should be a good wide receiver. Can't wait to have him play and see him out there in a Wolverines jersey. That would pretty much wrap up today's video, guys. I really kind of wanted to make a video away from recruiting. It kind of, sometimes gets a little bit boring talking about it and everything, but we probably will. Our next video will probably be back in recruiting, talking about recruiting and visitors and everything for Michigan football. But just wanted to make a little video, taking a different video other than recruiting. So hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Thought I found these, topics interesting, and hopefully you guys did enjoy. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Please consider subscribing, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.